Oh, hello there. This is Jeff, Senior Pastor of Grace Church, and it's Thursday, September 17th, and I'm excited to bring you some good news about what's going on here at Grace Church. This Sunday, we are going to be moving everything indoors. Our days of the parking lot are over, and we're going to be having our services indoors at 8:30 and 10 o'clock, live in the sanctuary. We're going to have people in the balcony, people on the floor. We're going to still try and keep the social distancing. We're going to still have signs that say, please wear a mask on your way in. Please sit in groups of your family and keep social distancing from the people around you. But we are going to have live services with live music and live preaching, as live as the preaching can get sometimes, I suppose. And Grace Latino is going to be meeting at 10 o'clock in their chapel area. And so we're very excited to be back and doing that. There will be a family venue if you want to sit with your kids, because we're not going to offer children's ministry up in the great room where the children's ministry usually is when we're normal, whatever normal is. And that's not, you're not obligated to use that. If you want to come with your family and sit in the sanctuary, that's wonderful as well. But that will be available so there can be a little more freedom to move around and things like that. And then if we max out what we can put in the sanctuary, we will have an overflow room in the fellowship hall, which will be watching the live footage from the sanctuary. So I'm excited. We're going to see how this goes. Not sure which of you are coming back and what service time you might come back, but we're going to learn as we go because that's kind of what we do, especially lately with COVID. There is one more outdoor service to do, however, and that is Saturday at 10:30, which is the memorial service for Luke Adams. And we want to invite you to that if you would like to come and support Heather and the kids. Bring a chair. We'll be outdoors like we have been on Sundays. And we're going to hopefully have a really good celebration of his life and a chance to comfort the family and hopefully have some people who need to hear the gospel get a chance to hear the gospel. So pray for that if you can't come, but if you can, that would be great. Next Wednesday, a week from yesterday, the 23rd, we're going to be starting our Wednesday nights here, which include class for adults, which is me teaching through the book of Romans. A class for people who want to find out more about grace and become new members, and that is what Pastor Matt's going to be teaching in his Elements class. We're going to have youth ministry starting on Tuesday nights here in the building in October, and there's going to be Grace Latino is going to be having some of their Bible studies as well. So we're excited to get that started. That's a week from yesterday. That will be meeting, the Romans class will be in the fellowship hall, and the Elements class will be in one of the smaller rooms here in the building. Now, October 3rd, which is a Saturday, there's going to be a work day here to clean up the facility since it hasn't really been used in a major way in 6 months. And so there's a lot to do around here, just everything from weeding to some cleanup and resorting of things. And so we want everybody who can come be a part of that, We're going to have breakfast and lunch provided. So as much help as you can bring to that, that would be great. Now, what I wanted to share this week as an encouragement and a challenge is there's a lot of shaking going on. And this last Sunday, I got to preach on signs of the end of the age, and we can clearly see that some that Jesus said to be on the lookout for are happening. They've been happening for a long time, but they certainly seem to be escalating. And that is really, really good news, especially for followers of Jesus, because what is solid in the ways of the world, and what has been solid for a couple generations here in the United States especially, is now starting to not be so solid. It's starting to be a little shaky. It's starting to be a little insecure and unsettled, and things that people expected would never change and would always be the same are now totally changing. We just saw how the world can come to a screeching halt almost overnight. And so as some of these signs of the end continue, everything from the wars and rumors of wars and the natural disasters and the persecution of the church and the expansion of the church and these things that we talked about on Sunday, as those keep happening, I think it gives us a golden opportunity to speak into the lives of people who are for the first time realizing, oh, this isn't as stable as I always thought it was. And we can be like, yeah, we knew it wasn't going to be stable because we have learned through the mind of Christ that's been given to us as Christians that we can trust God, but that this stuff will all pass away. We need to have our feet on solid ground, not on the sand. And the solid ground is the King of the kingdom. And where he goes, that kingdom will be fine, no matter what happens around that kingdom. And if we are citizens of that kingdom, again, we don't need to panic. We don't need to worry. We don't need to get up in arms and outraged about things that don't go our way. We can rest easy and know that the kingdom we belong to can't be shaken. The kingdom we belong to is not going to burn up. The kingdom we belong to is never going to come to a screeching halt. It's always going to advance. It is always going to establish even further on in its permanence and in the people that can be a part of it. So we have a great mission. That's what we're going to be talking about this Sunday. The mission Jesus has sent us out on, the mission of the kingdom. It is stable. It is powerful. It is unstoppable. It is a place where real, genuine relationships and camaraderie can happen. And I don't want anybody to miss it. And so this is a great opportunity for us as a church to regather this Sunday and say, what is our mission? Where are we going? Why are we doing it this way? How are we going to do it? And the passage we're going to pick up in Luke at the beginning of Luke chapter 10 speaks directly to this. So I want to invite you all out for that. And I will see you then, either in person or on a screen or in the magical powers of my imagination. Thanks.